President and CEO of Hope Communities, and I am happy to welcome you to our Building Community Check-in. We decided to do these check-ins to help residents of our properties and also people in the broader community to stay connected during this quarantine time. Building community has been really important to Hope Communities for the last 40 years, as well as providing affordable housing, educational programs, and support services. So we decided to do a Facebook Live format so that anyone who wanted to listen in could write comments through the session. Hopefully I will see those comments and be able to answer your questions right away if you have them, or just to notice if there's something you'd like me to focus on. Just right away, add your name to the chat section of the Facebook Live at any time during the show, and we'll capture that for you. If you have other questions and you don't want to use this format, please feel free to send them to info@hopecommunities.org. We're there to help you and to help you get through this crisis. So with this show, I provide a little bit of information about the virus. I also try to provide resources to you to help get you through. Hi, Gwen. Thanks for joining. So just a little bit of news. On Monday, we talked about the restaurant in Castle Rock that decided to open despite the rulings against that, and put quite a few workers and also diners at risk because there were no masks and no precautions whatsoever. The governor has closed that restaurant down, and he does have the authority to do that because it is safety and health related. We also have some studies that have come out in the last week related to China and South Korea. Both of those countries were quick to rise in the number of deaths, but then they had sharp declines. And there have been recent studies saying that there's new escalating cases right now because they went back more broadly and more quickly than they should have to the way that they had been doing things before. So just a caution for us to really not rush our reentry and to keep the precautions in place for some time. I have a quick reminder for people: if you have lost your job because of COVID-19, you can still apply for unemployment. You can still apply for emergency rent and utility assistance. And if you are a resident of one of the Hope Community properties, you can also apply for emergency rent assistance through a fund that we have by generous donations that have come to us for that specific purpose. So please reach out to our resource navigators or property staff to let them know if you need some help. The other thing that I want to remind people about is that if you have lost your job and lost health insurance because of COVID-19, you can still apply for the health insurance through the state. So there's Health First Colorado, which is related to Medicaid, and then there's also Connect for Colorado. So COVID-19 is considered a qualifying event, and you certainly want to have insurance during this time. Even if you don't have this particular disease, you need insurance. So please, if you need some help with that, let us know. I'm mentioning this one specifically today because a qualifying event really lasts for about 60 days. So if you lost your job at the beginning of March, you probably need to move on that pretty quickly to get health insurance. So we know that this show is not a professional endeavor. It's something that we're doing to help you through. And it is created in the spirit of trying to be there for you, to let you know that you're not alone. And we keep trying new things, and today we are on location, so we're trying something brand new. So hopefully this is all going to work out for everybody. I've been hearing that people are really struggling with the quarantine because it's gone on so long. People are feeling isolated, they're feeling depressed and just weary of the whole process. And so many years ago, I had my master's degree in psychology with an emphasis on creative expression and particularly dance movement therapy. So I really know how important it is to be able to have some kind of creative expression to help you get through some really tough times. The arts cut through really ironclad barriers, patterns, habitual habits, behaviors, and they can help you in a way that talk therapy can't. So, and they can also be soothing. Right now, when we have a heightened lack of control or sense of that we have a lack of control because we have so many mandates, we need to be able to recognize the stress in our life and figure out a way to deal with it. And so one way is to use those creative arts. Now, I have a friend who was sick, very, very sick, and home for several weeks a couple years back. She had no sense of control whatsoever. She ended up doing a painting every day, and that gave her a sense of control. It also helped her to express herself. And so one of the things we're going to do today is bring some creative expression to you. We're going to incorporate live music into the show today. And one of the things about music that happens is that it has the ability to resonate with everybody in a very individualistic way. It's so personalized. People here can hear the same piece of music and experience it completely differently. It has a way of reaching down into the core of every single person and pulling out those relevant strands of memories and pain and thoughts and emotions. And so we're thinking that it could be really cathartic for you to have a chance to listen to music today. So I'm going to give you a quote, and then I'm going to introduce our guest presenters. The quote for today is by Albert Schweitzer. Joy, sorrow, tears, lamentation, laughter. To all these music gives voice, but in such a way that they are transported from the world of unrest to a world of peace and see reality in a new way, as if we were sitting by a mountain stream, contemplating hills and woods and clouds in the tranquil and fathomless water. So, in the spirit of social distancing today, I am on location with two performers in the backyard. Rodger Hara and Patrick McElhany are here today with me. They are from the band called Celtic Friends, and they'll play a few songs for you. And we hope that this music will be a welcome respite for you and maybe catalytic. I'm going to turn the camera to them. Hang on.
All right, looks like we're there.
Hi, Sharon. Thank you. We're going to do some Irish tunes. Celtic Friends is an Irish band. Patrick is Irish. I wish I was. And I'd like to welcome you to a little bit of entertainment from us. And I'd like to thank Sharon for inviting us to present you some tunes. The first song is one called The Galway Shawl. Galway is a county in the west of Ireland. The song is about a young man who encounters a young lady who is wearing a Galway shawl, which is a heavy wool shawl worn by women in Ireland during the winter to keep warm. And it's a tune from the early years of the 20th century. And it's a traditional tune with updated lyrics. So here's the Galway Shawl. Near Oranmore, in the county Galway, one pleasant evening in the month of May, I spied a damsel. She was young and handsome. Her beauty fairly took my breath away. She wore no jewels, no costly diamonds, no paint nor powder, oh, none at all. But she wore a bonnet with a ribbon on it, and round her shoulders was a Galway shawl. We kept on walking, she kept on talking, till her father's cottage it came into view. She said, "Come in, sir, and meet my father, and play to please him the foggy dew." She sat me down milestone. I could see her father, he was 6 feet tall, and soon and the kids were singing. My heart was set on the Galway shawl. She wore no jewel, no costly diamonds, no paint nor powder, oh, none at all. But she wore a bonnet with a ribbon on it, and round her shoulders was a Galway shawl. I played the blackbird, the stack of barley, Rodney's glory, and that foggy dew. To bang each note like an Irish linnet, and tears welled in her eyes of blue. 'Twas early, early, all in the morning, I hit the road for old Donegal. She cried and kissed me and said, goodbye, sir, but my heart remains on her Galway shawl. She wore no jewel, no costly diamonds, no paint nor powder, oh sure none at all. But she wore a bonnet with a ribbon on it, and round her shoulder was a Galway shawl. And round her shoulders was the Galway shawl. Thank you, Sharon.
All right. All right, next one, while I retune here.
All right, the next tune we're going to do is an Irish rebel song. And Ireland was occupied and oppressed by the British for over 800 years. And this is a song that began with one of the early rebellions of the Irish against the British in 1798. And it was a rebellion led by a lot of farmers, and they were armed with pitchforks and spears and not much else. And they carried barley in their pockets for food because it was portable and there wasn't much other way to have food with them while they were out fighting against the British. And when the British captured them, they tended to just kill them and create mass graves. And out of the mass graves, where all of these young men with pockets full of barley were buried, in the springtime, the barley sprouted. And so an expression came into being called the wind that shakes the barley, in reference to the memory of all of those young men who died. And so all across Ireland, where there are random patches of barley that grow, that memory is invoked. So there were several songs written with that title. And there was a movie released in 2002 called The Wind That Shakes the Barley. And it features this song that came out of the final rebellion of the Irish in 1916 that led to the creation of the Irish state. And it's a traditional Irish song in Irish Gaelic that was updated and used as a marching song during that particular rebellion. So it's called O Ro Shedavahawalia, and basically it means, oh well, welcome home. And it's just a celebration of Irish freedom. Oh, Roche the Wahawaya. Oh, Roche the Wahawaya. Oh, Roche the Wahawaya. And Ishar Hakan Taurig. She the van Bolend var. She are gratu ve geben. Truig brai shelip melik. Is kuichi roigar galib. Oh, Roche the Wahawaya. Oh, Roche the Wahawaya. Oh, Roche the Wahawaya. And Ishar Hakan Taurig. De granja moelis a villa goshkik. Oglik garmar levar garda. Velit venis nigalna spanig. Truisna leshna gaulib. Oh, Roche the Wahawaya. Oh, Roche the Wahawaya. Oh, Roche the Wahawaya. And Ishar Hakan Taurig. Wheelerina Vartgo Beckham. Monamin Bio in a Elok Shotten. Grania Whelis a Mila Gosh Kick. Nick Bogart Fana Galib. Oh, Roche the Wahawaya. Oh, Roche the Wahawaya. Oh, Roche the Wahawaya. And Ishar Hakan Taurig. Oh, Roche the Wahawaya. Oh, Roche the Wahawaya. Oh, Roche the Wahawaya. And Ishar Hakan Taurig. All
Did
right.
you catch any mistakes?
Could you tell? All right, I'm going to switch over for Patrick to perform an original composition of his, and I'll let him talk about the background.
Okay. Without tearing things up. We took the pop filter off because he's been using it. And I don't trust him. Who knows where this guy's been? Well, this is a much lighter song. This is called Driving Down the Road on the Wrong Damn Side. If you've ever been to Ireland or heard about it, they drive on the opposite side of the road that we do here in Denver. So if you should go there and rent a car, it's very, very confusing to be on the wrong damn side of the road. And that's what this is all about. All my life when roll was called, yeah, that's where it began. They'd start to mumble max something, I'd just raise my hand. So I headed off across the sea to hear folks say my name. My granddad was an Ulster man, that makes me the same. Driving down the road on the wrong damn side. I hope that Irish trucker lord can keep us both alive. St. Brendan, won't you save me from that old stone wall? I'll be home when the sign says Donegal. Well, I started out in Dublin town, a pint in Temple Bar. Drove straight through to Newport, saw the bridge and wrecked the car. One Friday night in Mayo, it was Raymond, Mike, and me. The cracking old Kalala kept me up till 3:30. Well, I'm driving down the road on the wrong damn side. I hope that Irish trucker lord can keep us both alive. St. Brendan, won't you save me from that old stone wall? I'll be home when the sign says Donegal. Now there was that night in Donegal, you're a woman from Tyrone. In Annagree, Joe sang for me. I sang Country Roads, and near Crawley I got somewhat lost. Made me 9 new friends. It's peace from Colorado, but I'm going back again. Well, I'm driving down the road on the wrong damn side. I hope that Irish trucker lord can keep us both alive. St. Brendan, won't you save me from that old stone wall? I'll be home when the sign says Donegal. I'm driving down the road on the wrong damn side. Hope that Irish Irish trucker lord can keep us both alive. St. Brendan, won't you save me from that old stone wall? I'll be home when the sign says Donegal. I'll be home when the sign says Donegal. Wow, it was hard to get that low note. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Well, I was laughing the whole time and smiling. I hope you guys were too. It was really a wonderful respite. I have another quote for you that relates to this. It is by Maya Angelou, and it says, "Music was my refuge. I could crawl into the space between the notes and curl my back to loneliness." And I hope that this song and this performance helped you to turn your back to loneliness so that you could really feel like we were connecting with you today. So I know that some people have been feeling some despair and loneliness. If you need some other help besides this wonderful music for you today, please reach out to us at Hope Communities. It's at info@hopecommunities.org. You can ask us any question or ask for help. There's also a lot of resources on our website that is at hopecommunities.org, and there's a special tab just for COVID-19. So I'm going to do our book review in just a second, but I want to thank our special performers again, Patrick McElhany and Rodger Hara. They're from the band called the Celtic Friends. So our book review today is offered to us by Benny Samuels. Benny is Vice President of Programs at Rose Community Foundation, and she has done a book review of Michelle Obama's Becoming. It's an amazingly wonderful book. It's so engaging. I think you'll love it. And Benny's review is really nice because it highlights why there are so many positive aspects about the book and why you really want to dive into it. So Benny's review will be posted on our Facebook page in just a few minutes. So let us know if you liked this show today. Let us know if you'd like something like this in the future. We'd love to bring you some more music occasionally. I know some people might think it's a little bit of a stretch from our mission, but I think we would be remiss if we didn't provide all different types of strategies to help you through this time. So this is just one of the very many things that we have in our toolkit to help you out. Hope you have a great day. We will be back on Friday. I am going to be doing some more cooking for you with foods that can be easily purchased with WIC and SNAP and food from food banks. So talk to you soon. Thanks.